If World War III broke out tomorrow, would the guns in your safe actually save you or leave you scrambling in the dark? This is not a warning. This is a reality check. Governments are crumbling. Supply chains are snapping. Wars are burning on right now. And when it is your door, they are kicking in. The gun in your hand is either your salvation or your failure. These are the 10 guns you must own before it is too late. Weapons built to survive chaos, protect your family, and keep you alive no matter where the fight finds you. If this fires up your prep game, hit subscribe right now. Let us get into it. Number 10. Ruger 10-22. You might laugh. A 22 LR in a World War III scenario? Hear the numbers first. The Ruger 10-22 sends a 40-grain bullet at 1,070 feet per second. Not earth-shaking, but perfect for quietly taking rabbits, squirrels, and small game when feeding your family without burning through serious ammo matters more than stopping power. The 22 LR is the most mass-produced cartridge on Earth. Over 2 billion rounds manufactured annually in the US alone. During the 2020 shortage, when center fire calibers vanished from every shelf, 22 LR was still available. At 8 to 12 cents per round, you can stack tens of thousands in a single ammo can and carry 500 rounds in your jacket pocket. At $300 to $400, it is the most affordable gun on this list. Simple blowback action, runs dirty, runs cheap, and never quits. In a long-term survival situation, the 10-22 may outlast everything else on this list in pure daily usefulness, but small game keeps you fed. It does not keep you safe when someone is kicking your door in at 2 in the morning. For that, you need something that ends the conversation completely. That is number 9. Number 9. Mossberg 5.90. Nothing ends a close-quarters threat faster than a 12-gauge pump action. The Mossberg 5.90 has been in production since 1961. Built to meet US military specifications with a steel trigger guard, heavy-walled barrel, and Parkerized finish designed to eat abuse and keep running. Load 00 buckshot, and you are sending 9.33 caliber lead balls at 1,200 feet per second, over 1,300 foot-pounds of stopping power with a single trigger pull. Swap to slugs for vehicle stopping penetration at 100 yards. Load birdshot, and it becomes a hunting tool. The 12 gauge is the most produced shotgun shell on the planet. Civilian demand is so high that wartime governments will not be hoarding it for front lines. At $500 to $700, it is one of the best defensive values available, mechanically simple, practically indestructible. The sound alone of racking a pump action is universally understood in every language on Earth. Your door is covered, but when threats are mobile and you need rifle firepower without drawing a single eye, number 8 is the gun nobody sees coming. Number 8. Ruger Mini 14. Here is what most people miss. In a collapse scenario, how your rifle looks matters as much as what it does. An AR-15 screams tactical. It marks you. The Ruger Mini 14, chambered in 5.56 NATO, fires the exact same round and delivers the same ballistics. 55-grain bullet at over 3,200 feet per second. Over 1,200 foot-pounds of energy, but looks like a traditional hunting rifle that has sat in American gun cabinets for generations. In production since 1973, trusted by law enforcement and paramilitary units worldwide for decades, the M1 Garand-style gas system runs in dirt, sand, rain, and total neglect that would choke other rifles completely dead. At $800 to $1,000, with 5.56 NATO at 50 to 80 cents per round, the second most produced rifle cartridge in America, you have reliable power with ammo available everywhere. Looking like a farmer heading to a coyote hunt instead of a fighter could be the reason you walk away unnoticed when attention is the last thing you want. That matters more than people realize until it is too late. But when a threat is right in front of you and you need a sidearm in half a second, number 7 is the only answer. Number 7. Glock 19. When society breaks down, your handgun is your most personal survival tool, on your body every hour of every day, deploying in a split second, your last line of defense when everything else has failed. For that role, there is one answer. The Glock 19 fires a 115-grain bullet at 1,200 feet per second, delivering over 350 foot-pounds of energy, the right balance of stopping capability, and the most available pistol ammunition on Earth. In production since 1988, trusted by law enforcement in over 48 countries, only 34 parts, keeps working after being frozen, buried, or dragged through mud. over 1.5 billion rounds of 9mm manufactured annually in the US alone. NATO standard means you will find it in military caches and police stockpiles long after every other pistol caliber has vanished. At 25 to 40 cents per round, you can build a serious stockpile without financial strain. At $500 to $600, it is the most proven defensive handgun ever made at a price anyone can justify. 15+1 capacity, concealable, field strip in seconds without a tool. It does not fail when your life depends on it. That is 6 decades of documented fact. But what if one gun shared magazines with your Glock and folded in half to fit in a backpack? That is number 6. Number 6. Kel-Tec Sub 2000. This one surprises people every time. The Kel-Tec Sub 2000 has been in production since 2001, and it is one of the most practically brilliant survival firearms ever built. It folds completely in half. The entire rifle slips into a standard backpack. At just over 4 pounds, it is lighter than most laptops, and it fires 9mm, the exact same round as your Glock 19. Sharing magazines directly, the 16-inch barrel pushes a 115-grain round to around 1,300 feet per second, extending effective range to nearly 100 yards, far beyond any pistol. One caliber, one magazine type, 2 completely different firearms covering 2 completely different roles. That is systems thinking applied to real survival. At $500 to $600, it multiplies the value of every Glock 19 magazine you already own. It is not the most powerful gun on this list. It is the most useful per pound of weight and per dollar spent when you are moving, and every ounce on your back matters. Compact and brilliantly practical. But now we reach the guns proven not in theory, but in actual war on every continent for over 70 years straight. That is number 5. Number 5, a K-47. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe right now. We cover exactly this every week, and the top 4 are the guns that could genuinely save your life. The AK-47, first produced in 1947, used in more armed conflicts than any other rifle in human history. A 123-grain bullet at 2,350 feet per second, delivering over 1,500 foot-pounds of energy. It hits hard, penetrates, and puts targets down with authority in every environment on Earth. Drag it through mud, freeze it solid, bury it in sand, leave it for 6 months. It still cycles, still fires, still delivers. The loose tolerances in its design are exactly why it keeps running when packed with grit. Over 100 countries have trusted it in actual military service. Over 100 billion rounds of 7.62 by 39, produced since 1943 across dozens of countries. At 35 cents per round, it is affordable to stockpile now. Quality AKs sit between $800 and $1,200. Here is a question for the comments. In a true shtf scenario, would you choose the AK-47 or the AR-15 as your one rifle? Drop your answer below. 70 years of proof on every continent. But number 4 is America's answer, and on American soil, nothing touches it. Number 4, AR-15. This is America's rifle. Full stop. In civilian production since 1963, over 20 million in circulation right now, a 62-grain NATO round at 3,200 feet per second, carrying 1,250 foot-pounds of energy. Enough for any threat or medium-sized game when you need food. It shares ammo with the Mini 14 on this list, which doubles your chances of finding compatible rounds when scavenging. 5.56 NATO is the most common rifle cartridge in America. When shelves are empty and supply lines are cut, the sheer volume in circulation means you will find it when every other caliber is gone. Over 100 million compatible magazines exist worldwide. Every part is available at every gun store in America, right now at $600 to $800 for a solid build. Logistics wins in survival, always, and the AR-15 wins the logistics war on American soil by a margin nothing else approaches. Modular, adaptable, light, accurate. America's rifle for American threats, but when the fight stretches past 500 yards and you need to project force that cannot be argued with, number 3 changes everything about what is possible. Number 3, FN SCAR 17. The FN SCAR 17 is not a civilian rifle dressed up to look military. It is a military rifle available to civilians, first adopted by US Special Operations Command in 2009. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO, a 150-grain bullet at 2,750 feet per second, carrying nearly 2,500 foot-pounds of energy. enough to drop large game, punch through light cover, stop vehicles, and engage any threat effectively past 800 yards. Short-stroke gas piston system runs cleaner than direct impingement, less carbon buildup, more reliable under sustained fire when maintenance is impossible. Fully ambidextrous, folding stock, full rail system, NATO 7.62 magazine compatibility taps into the same supply lines militaries use, giving you real-world scavenging options other rifles on this list cannot access. At $3,000 to $3,500, it demands serious investment and delivers serious capability. In a rural defense scenario, establishing a perimeter, providing overwatch, denying access from distances no threat can return fire across, the SCAR 17 gives you a capability nothing else here matches. Special operations proven, long-range dominant. But number 2 is an American battle rifle, proven through the most brutal conflicts of the last century, and still one of the finest ever built. Number 2, Springfield M1A. The Springfield M1A is the civilian version of the M14, the last American military battle rifle before the M16 era, in production since 1974. A 150-grain .308 Winchester bullet at 2,800 feet per second, delivering over 2,600 foot-pounds of energy. Exceptional accuracy past 800 yards with iron sights alone. Sniper territory without a dedicated sniper rifle. The .308 it fires is virtually identical to 7.62 by 51 NATO, the standard sniper and machine gun round for Allied military forces worldwide. Military stockpiles everywhere. Battlefield availability in any global conflict. At $1 to $2 per round, it costs more to feed than rifles above it, but the reach and precision it delivers make every dollar justifiable when distance means survival. Battle proven across Korea, Vietnam, and beyond. Powerful enough to stop any threat at range. Versatile enough to harvest any North American game for food. An American institution that modern manufacturing has walked away from and can never fully bring back. The peak of American battle rifle heritage. And yet, number 1 builds on the AR-15 platform to the standard that Special Operations Forces trust with their lives every single day. This is the one. Number 1. Daniel Defense DDM 4v7. The Daniel Defense DDM 4v7. If every other gun on this list is what you need to survive, this is what you need to win. Built in Black Creek, Georgia since 2000, an American company with actual documented US military and special operations contracts. A 62-grain 5.56 NATO round at 3,200 feet per second from a cold hammer, forged chrome-lined barrel delivering accuracy and barrel life no factory AR-15 can match. Every component exceeds standard mil-spec tolerances. Free-floating handguard eliminates barrel contact that destroys precision under heat. Bolt carrier group is magnetic particle inspected and high-pressure tested before it leaves the factory. At $1,800 to $2,200, this is not an AR-15 built to a price point. It is built to the performance standard demanded by people whose lives literally depend on it, working perfectly every single time. Daniel Defense rifles have been carried into actual combat by special operations units worldwide. That is a documented government contract, not a marketing claim. When you hold a DDM-4V7, you are holding the same platform trusted by the most elite fighters alive today. If you could only own one rifle for the rest of your life to protect your family, would this be it? Drop your answer in the comments. That debate is worth having today, not after it is too late. And there you have it. 10 guns you must own before World War III breaks out. From the Ruger 1022 that keeps you fed to the Daniel Defense DDM 4v7 that keeps you standing. Every gun on this list works when everything else fails. Preparation is not paranoia. It is the difference between protecting your family and wishing you had. Get these guns. Stock your ammo now. Get your training done. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. Our next video covers 10 guns you should never sell because their values are exploding. Drop in the comments which of these 10 you already own. Stay prepared, stay armed.